Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Alhamdulillah, wassalatu wassalamu ala rasulillah wa ala alihi wa sahbihi wa man wala. So we'll be studying inshallah section number 9, starting with the ayah number 65 of Surah Al-A'raf, Surah number 7. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم وإلى عاد أخاهم هودا قال يا قوم اعبدوا الله ما لكم من إله غيره أفلا تتقون قال الملأ الذين كفروا من قومه إنا لنراك في سفاهة وإنا لنظنك من الكاذبين. In the name of Allah, the most merciful, the compassionate. And to Ad, their brotherhood, he said, O my people, serve Allah. You have no God other than Him. Will you not be conscious of Him? But the leaders among his people who did not believe said, we see that you are in foolishness, and we consider you from among the liars. So in the previous section, there was reference to Nuh alayhi salam, a great prophet of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and who lived long time ago. And his people, he preached for a long time. He preached almost 950 years. But people did not listen. Very few people believed in him. And so the punishment came upon them. And they were destroyed by a flood. And only those who believed in Nuh alayhi salam, a small group of people, they were saved. And after that, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala mentions about another group of people. And these are called Ad. Ad is the name of the tribe. And the Prophet sent among them is Hud alayhi salam. Hud alayhi salam was a great prophet of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And he was from the same tribe, from the same group of people. So that's why Allah says, to Ad, their brother Hud. To Ad means that we are salna ila Ad. We sent to Ad a prophet, and who was from among them, who was of their own group of people. So Ad lived in southern part of Arabia, and they were about 3,000 to 5,000 before Isa alayhi salam. So 3,000 to 5,000 BCE. And they lived in the southern part of Arabia. The area in which they lived is Oman, and then you have part of Yemen, and this whole area is known as Hadramaut. So people used to think this is the group of people. They are not mentioned in the Bible. The only Qur'an mentions about them. And Qur'an mentions them many times. In many surahs, they are mentioned. And the non-Muslim scholars of the Qur'an or scholars of Islam, they sometimes call this a legend, just a story that Arabs had. And they believed that there is no reality about it. It's just a fable, it's a legend. But then, but this was very common among the Arabs. Arabs used to talk about that, Ad, the ancient Ad. So in 1992, a group of explorers, archaeologists, they found they were traveling in the southern part of Arabia, and then maybe they were looking for oil, because this area is known as empty quarter. Empty quarter means the area that is empty. Nobody lives there. This is like an ocean of sand. Very fine sand. You cannot even stand on that sand, sink. And they cannot build anything. So building the roads and all of these things is not possible in that area. That's why it's empty. It's literally empty. And that's what it's called in Arabic. It's called Ar-Rub' al-Khali. Ar-Rub' al-Khali, quarter. That is Khali, empty. And so what they do, they fly over it and they have to see what it is. So they were explorers, probably looking for oil. And they saw something. They saw there is something under the sand, looked like a road. And they came down further, and they asked the government of Oman permission that can we go and search that area. So government of Oman allowed them, and they also archaeologists from Oman, archaeologists from California, from here, from Los Angeles area, and some other archaeologists from Britain and other places. A team, they went there, and they kept on carefully removing the sand. And they found it's not only road, but actually the whole city that is buried under the sand. And not only that, but they found that there were some castles, some palaces they had. And these palaces were built with big pillars. And so they found many pillars, very strange in that time, old place, that you have pillars. So that means they are very strong people, and they were prosperous people. There was some rich kind of government that they were in, and they were doing good business. They found the area was, about thousands of years ago, was green, fertile, not like today, desert. So it was fertile area. They used to have tracts of land by which you used to irrigate and have their agriculture. And they used to grow many things. Among the things that they used to grow was frankincense. Frankincense is a special kind of incense. They call it Liban. And it is used for its good perfume as well as for services. People use them. So they used to use that in the temples for their worship. So there was a big business of that. And all the temples from there, south of Arabia, all the way to north. And they became very rich because of that. And they started boasting about themselves. Man ashaddu minna quwwa, who is stronger than us? Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala also gave them very good bodies, healthy people, strong, tall people. So they became very proud of themselves. So they were rich, they were healthy, big and tall people, very healthy. And business was blooming. Prosperity was there. So, but they kept, Allah sent prophet among them, asked them to live the life of goodness, the life of honesty and trustworthiness, and don't do any injustice. Believe in one God. They started worshipping many idols. So like other prophets, like Nuh alayhi salam, Hud alayhi salam had the same mission, telling them that worship God and do not worship the idols. So they refused to accept Hud alayhi salam's message. And the punishment came upon them. Qur'an has mentioned that in Surah Ad, in this surah, and other surahs. in the Qur'an. You have that. Where it's mentioned that upon them came al-ahqaf, a whole surah called ahqaf. Ahqaf is the tract of the canals that they used to have that. So sometimes they refer. And then you have in Surah Al-Fajr, إِرَمَ ذَاتِ الْعِمَادِ الَّتِي لَمْ يُخْلَقْ بِسُهَا فِي الْبِلَادِ. Iram, ذَاتُ الْعِمَادِ, the people of pillars. The like of that was not in the land. So the team of archaeologists, they found that area and they called that area Uber. Not the Uber of the ride share of today. I mean, this is recent, started probably somewhere like in the 2010, 2009. But Uber here is the city. It's Uber, or they call it Wabar. Uber or Wabar, that is the area here, in the parts of Oman. And so this kingdom of Iram Zat al-Imad, this kingdom was a big kingdom. And they were very powerful people. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala mentioned that the Prophet was sent to Ad. وَإِلَىٰ عَادٍ أَخَاهُمْ هُودًا. The name of the Prophet is Hud alayhi salam. And he was sent to a group of people, a tribe known as Ad. And the problem very similar. Just like Nuh alayhi salam's people, they had the problem of worshipping idols. So Nuh alayhi salam's message is, first message of all the prophets is Tawheed. Tawheed is the primary message of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. I say, قَالَ يَا قَوْمِ اعْبُدُوا اللَّهَ مَا لَكُم مِّنْ إِلَهٍ غَيْرُهُ. You see, the same thing, but Nuh alayhi salam said that. اعْبُدُوا اللَّهَ. And as we mentioned last time, u'budu means worship Allah. But worship is not only prayer, worship. Ibadah is the whole life. So serve Allah. Live in obedience to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. U'budullah ma lakum min ilahin ghayru. You do not have any other God. Ma lakum. There is none for you as God other than Him. Only Allah is God. That is what we say, La ilaha illallah. So he was reminding them, Afala tattaqun. Don't you pay attention? Don't you pay heed to this? Are you not conscious of that? Or do you not fear? Afala tattaqun. Do you not fear the Lord? And you are disobeying Him, and you are worshipping other beings, and you are not living according to His rules. So that was the message of Hud alayhi salam. And the leader, قال al-Mala, as we mentioned before, Mala is the people of power. People heavyweight, Mala, filling their seats and the person occupying with power. قال al-Mala الذين كفروا من قومه. So those powerful people, the notables of his people who denied him, who denied Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, from his qawm, from his own people. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala did not say there were some other people. They are from his own people, qawmi. His qawm, qawm means his own people. So they said, Inna lanaraka fi safaha. They said to Hud alayhi salam, you are stupid. You are foolish. We see you, you are in foolishness. Na'udhu billah. Why they said that? They said, you are telling us that we are wrong and we are this and we are that. We are prosperous people. We are successful. So we are successful and you are warning us the punishment will come upon us. How come? We don't see any punishment. I mean, we are getting everything. So you must be fooled. Or you are lying to us. Inna lanaraka fi safaha wa inna lanadhunnuka min al-kadhibin. You're telling something, a lie to us, that this is wrong, we should not do that. This is not what God has taught. So they called him Safi. Safi is foolish, somebody who does not understand. You don't understand that. And you are lying. A similar thing was said by the people of Nuh alayhi salam. إِنَّ لَنَرَاكَ فِي ضَلَالٍ. You see that you are wrong, you are astray, gone astray. You are not following the right thing. And what did he say? He said, Ya qawmi laysa bi dalalah. My people, I am not in error, I am not wrong, I am right. I am the messenger of the Lord. So they said, Inna lanaraka fi safaha. You are foolish, you are stupid, and you are a liar. Wa inna lanadhunnuka min al-kazibin. And we think that you are telling a lie. You are among the liars. So Hud alayhi salam, he said, قال يا قوم ليس بي سفاهة ولكني رسول من رب العالمين أبلغكم رسالات ربي وأنا لكم ناصح أمين أو عجبتم أن جاءكم ذكر من ربكم على رجل منكم لينذركم واذكروا إذ جعلكم خلفاء من بعد قوم نوح وزادكم في الخلق بسطة واذكروا آلاء الله لعلكم تفلحون. He said, "O my people, there is no foolishness in me, but I am a messenger from the Lord of the worlds. I convey to you the messages of my Lord, and truly I am an honest advisor to you. Do you find it strange that a reminder from your Lord has come to you through a man from among yourself to warn you? Remember that he made you heirs after Noah's people and increased you in stature among the creation. So remember Allah's bounties. Happily you may prosper." So he said, Ya qawmi laysa bi safaha. Oh people, my people, I'm not a foolish person. I'm not a stupid person. You're not paying attention. You're not realizing what I'm telling you. Laysa bi safaha. Just like Nuh alayhi salam said, Laysa bi dalalah. I'm the Prophet of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, has nothing, no mistake, no error. Prophet of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala are not fools. They are wise people. So I have no foolishness. I am the messenger of the Lord of the worlds. وَلَكِنِّي رَسُولٌ مِّن رَبِّ الْعَالَمِينَ. The Lord has chosen me and has appointed me as a messenger towards you. أُبَلِّغُكُمْ رِسَالَاتِ رَبِّي. And I am here to convey to you the messages of my Lord. Risalat, the plural of Risala. He is Rasul and he has messages from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Allah is speaking to him, giving him, guiding him and telling him what to say. So, أُبَلِّغُكُمْ رِسَالَاتِ رَبِّي. I am telling you exactly what my Lord tells me. I convey to you the messages of my Lord. And I am honest advisor to you. Inni lakum nasihun amin. Nasih is the one who gives the nasiha. Nasiha is advice, counsel, something that will help you, something that is good for you. That's what nasih is. Nasih is the one who, if what you are wearing is torn, is the one who puts it together, stitched together. That's the word nasih is. Nasih is the khayyat. Nasih is the tailor. And what the tailor does, he put the things, the cloth that is torn, he try to patch it and to put it together. And from this comes also nasiha. Any problem, anything that is there, nasiha will try to patch it up, clear it and make it good. So I'm nasih. I'm trying to make things good for you. I'm sincere. And nasiha is sincerity. The Prophet said, Deenun nasiha. The deen is nasiha. The prophets come to guide, to counsel. And the Sahaba asked nasiha for whom? Lillahi wa li kitabihi wa li rasulihi wa li aimmatil mu'minina wa ammatihim. Nasiha is for the sake of Allah, for the sake of the Prophet, for the sake of the Book of Allah, for the sake of the leaders, for the sake of all people. So Nasiha is a good relationship. Ibn Hajar Rahimahullah says it is very difficult to translate the word Nasiha with one word. Nasiha is sincerity, Nasiha is advice, Nasiha is guiding the people in the right way. So that's what Nasiha is. وَلَكِنِّي أُبَلِّغُكُمْ رِسَالَاتِ رَبِّي وَأَنَا لَكُمْ نَاصِحٌ أَمِينٌ. He's telling that I am Ameen. Prophets are supposed to be trustworthy people, and they are. All the prophets are honest, sincere people, truthful people. So they do not do the khiyana, neither in worldly things, nor in the message of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. The prophet don't do khiyana. They don't breach the agreement. They don't violate whatever is supposed to be done. So that's what amana is. Amana is very important, emphasize. Truthfulness and amana. Rasulullah was known even before Allah sent him the message. Sadiq al-Amin, truthful and honest. So honesty is very important. Anas radiallahu ta'ala said that Rasulullah always used to remind us about that. It was very rare that he gave a khutbah and he did not mention that. In every khutbah he used to say, La deena liman la amanata lah. There is no deen in that person who is not honest. Somebody say, I'm Muslim, I say La ilaha illallah, but if he is not honest, it's not deen. It's not the real deen. La deena liman la amanata lah. Wala imana liman la ahda lah. And he has no iman. The one who does not keep his promise. So keeping the promise and being honest is part of Islam. Islam is a religion of honesty and sincerity and truthfulness. So Prophet emphasizing that point. Ana lakum nasihun amin. I am for you. My advice is for you, for your benefit. Lakum. Lam is for manfa. Lam means that it is for your benefit. So I am giving you sincere advice. And then he said, Awa ajibtum an ja'akum zikrum min rabbikum ala rajulin minkum. You are surprised. You find it strange that someone from among you is giving you the message of Allah. Sometimes they say, you grew up among us, and now you're telling that you're a messenger of Allah. If a person was unknown, then they would have said, we don't know you. How come you're telling us, giving the message of Allah? So they knew him. They knew him, how he grew up among them. They knew his family, his background, his honesty. So that's why Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala chose from among the people. And Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam came among the people and giving them the message, yes, this is what he said. لَقَدْ لَبِسْتُ فِيكُمْ عُمَرًا. I lived among you a long time. I lived 40 years among you. You have known me, honest, sincere person. You never accused me of lying. So if I did not lie to you, how would I lie about Allah, about my God? So he said, Awa ajibtum an ja'akum zikrum min rabbikum ala rajulim minkum. Do you find it strange that the reminder from the Lord has come through a person who is from among you? Ala rajulim minkum. And what is the purpose of all this reminder? Liyunzirakum. So that he may warn you about the consequences of bad deeds. So prophets are warners, Nazir and Bashir. They warn about hellfire, about punishment of Allah, and they give you good news of Jannah. Liyunzirakum, to warn you, to remind you. And then he says, وَاذْكُرُوا إِذْ جَعَلَكُمْ خُلَفَاءَ مِنْ بَعْدِ قَوْمِ نُوحٍ. And remember that he made you heirs after the people of Nuh alayhi salam. So after Nuh alayhi salam came Ad. إِذْ جَعَلَكُمْ خُلَفَاءَ. He made you heirs. That doesn't mean that Nuh alayhi salam's immediate heirs were who is it? But yes, after Nuh alayhi salam, there was flood. And then after the flood, there were only few people left, and their children and their children's children, they are the one who became. So Nuh alayhi salam is like the second Adam. And these people are reminded, Nuh, you know the story of Nuh. The story of Nuh alayhi salam must have been known at that time. Still now it's known. So he's reminding them that after Nuh, he made you a big people, a strong people, successful people. So ala rajul waskuru is ja'alakum khulafa min ba'di qawmi Nuh. And remember, he made you khulafa. Khulafa means successors. Khulafa also, of course, leaders. Khulafa are all the people who authority. But khulafa is the person who comes after another one. So you became successors, became people who come after that. Min ba'di qawmi Nuh, after the Nuh people. The Nuh people passed away centuries ago, and now Allah has sent you another prophet, and that is Hud alayhi salam. So he said, Ja'alakum khulafa min ba'di qawmi Nuh. So first thing is saying that Allah has given you, after you see that those people are destroyed, now Allah gave you the life and gave you the opportunities and prosperity. وَزَادَكُمْ فِي الْخَلْقِ بَسْطَةً. Very beautiful way Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala described. And He gave you stature, power, strength, good bodies. زَادَكُمْ فِي الْخَلْقِ بَسْطَةً. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala increase you in the creation with ample things. Lot of things He gave you. So He has increased you in stature, in authority, in power, in prosperity, as well as physical well-being. The Qur'an has described when the punishment of Allah came upon them, they were lying on the ground like fallen palm trees. كأنهم أعجاز نخل خاوية. أعجاز نخل خاوية. You can see that the people, tall people, strong people, lying prostrate on the land, just like the uprooted trees falling. So that's what happened to them. So وَزَادَكُمْ فِي الْخَلْقِ بَسْطَةً. He has given you strength, power in the land, among the people. فَاذْكُرُوا عَلَىٰ اللَّهِ. So remember Allah's blessings, Allah's bounties, Allah's wonders. Allah means both wonders and blessings. As Allah says in the Qur'an, فَبِأَيِّ آلَاءِ رَبِّكُمَا تُكَذِّبَانِ. Which of the bounties of your Lord will you deny? It's not only bounties, but also wonderful things of Allah. The wonderful things that Allah has created. So it's a فَاذْكُرُوا عَلَىٰ Allah. So remember Allah's wonderful creation, mighty things that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has made, and keep them in your mind. Don't forget them. If you do that, you will be successful. That means your success, your prosperity will continue. فَاذْكُرُوا عَلَىٰ اللَّهِ لَعَلَّكُمْ تُفْلِحُونَ. So falah means success. Falah means happiness, prosperity. So فَاذْكُرُوا عَلَىٰ اللَّهِ. So remember Allah's bounties. Happily, you will remain successful, or you will become successful. قالوا وجئتنا لنعبد الله وحده ونذر ما كان يعبد آباؤنا فأتنا بما تعدنا إن كنت من الصادقين. قال قد وقع عليكم من ربكم رجس وغضب أتجادلونني في أسماء سميتموها أنتم وآباؤكم ما نزل الله بها من سلطان فانتظروا إني معكم من المنتظرين. So they said, I mean, the people of Hud, alayhi salam. This is the Ad. So what the Ad said? She said, have you come to us that we may worship Allah alone and forsake what our forefathers used to worship? So bring us that by which you threaten us, if you are truthful. He said, admonition and anger are already set against you from your Lord. Abomination and anger are already set against you from your Lord. Do you dispute with me over the names that you have named, you and your forefathers, for which Allah sent down no authority? Then wait. Truly, I am waiting along with you. So they said to him, Ajitana lina'bud Allah wahda. Wow, you're telling us that we just worship one God? That's what they said to Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Quraysh saying, we have so many gods. You're saying, no, there is only one. How come? أَجَعَلَ الْآلِهَةَ إِلَهًا وَاحِدًا إِنَّ هَذَا لَشَيْءٌ عُجَابٌ. He made all the gods into one God. One God is the creator and the master and the Lord. He brings the rain, he brings the sunshine, he brings the health, he brings the sickness, he brings the riches, he brings the poverty. Everything is just one God is doing. And they had dozens of gods, hundreds of gods. So they say, how come you're saying that just one God is doing everything? Oh, yatana lina'bud Allah wahda. You're telling us that we just worship one God and leave all these gods that our forefathers used to worship, and all these idols that we had, and all these gods that we believe in. You want us that we should forget all of this? Believe that? This is they're saying it's very strange. If they had used their aql, because they're just following the tradition for fathers. If they had used their aql, they would have realized that the most rational thing is to believe there is only one God. Because every time that you think of many, you have to start with the one. This is the way, it is calculation. You cannot think of many without one. So the same thing is also about to think of creation. Everything, from where it started? It must have started with one. Go back in the creation. All this multiplicity will come up with one. There have to be someone who did all this thing. So that is the most rational thing. That is the most logical thing. But they are saying that, no, you are telling us that it's only everything happened just by one person. They said, another Amakana Yabudu Abauna. Very often people try to refer to the Deen Abba, the tradition of the forefathers. I mean, traditions of the forefathers are fine as long as they are right. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, follow the tradition of Ibrahim, your forefather. Ibrahim alayhi salam, yes, he was a forefather, but he was the righteous person. He was the man of Tawheed. You follow that. So follow the tradition of the forefathers who are aqil. أَوَلَوْ كَانَ آبَاؤُهُمْ لَا يَعْقِلُونَ شَيْئًا وَلَا يَهْتَدُونَ. Are they still going to follow their forefathers when the forefathers were not using their mind and they were not guided in the right way? So he said, so they're referring to their tradition. So they said to Hud alayhi salam, you are telling us that if we are not going to change, the punishment will come? Bring it. Let us see. If you are truthful, then let it happen. And they are telling this to a prophet. You know, sometimes people say, we see a lot of people are denying the truth, but we don't see any adab coming upon them. Now there are so many people doing wrong things, zulm and this and that. They're doing that. And nobody's received them punished. And we don't know. Disaster still come. But we are not in the position to tell this is the punishment. Only Allah knows that. Messenger was there, he would have told. Some flood comes somewhere, some tsunami comes somewhere, some earthquake comes somewhere, and thousands of people die. Whether it is punishment or not, only Allah knows. We cannot say that. The prophets are told by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So it is not correct to say that punishment doesn't come now. Who knows? The second thing is that when a prophet comes and people reject the prophet, then they are punished immediately. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, it is not right, it is not simple to reject the prophet of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So that's why you read the story of what happened to those who denied the messengers of Allah. Those who denied Nuh alayhi salam, Lut alayhi salam, Salih alayhi salam, Hud alayhi salam, Shu'aib alayhi salam, Musa alayhi salam. Qur'an mentions all this. So prophet was there and prophet says, this is the truth. And they say, you are a liar. Then Allah's punishment comes. So they say, Fatina bima ta'iduna in kunta minas sadiqin. If you are truthful, bring the punishment upon. Asqit alayna hijarata minas sama. Let the heaven rain stones upon us. I mean, they did not realize what they are saying. But in their stupidity, in their anger, in their arrogance, they were selling that to the prophets. So if you are right, if you are truthful, bring punishment upon us. So what did he say? The prophets, of course, warning them. He said, قَدْ وَقَعَ عَلَيْكُمْ مِنْ رَبِّكُمْ رِجْسٌ وَغَضَبٌ. The Lord has already decided it's going to come. It's already set. The time, just wait for time. The time is there, is already there. The decision has already been made. That you will have filth and dirt upon yourself. Ridges is filth. A filth is going to come upon you from your Lord. Abomination is going to come upon your Lord. And anger is going to descend upon you. قَدْ وَقَعَ عَلَيْكُمْ مِنْ رَبِّكُمْ رِجْسٌ وَغَضَبٌ. The punishment of the Lord, the dirt that is coming from the heaven upon you, it is going to come. And so it came upon them, a big storm came and continued. And they saw the dark sky. And they said, this is a cloud. It's going to bring rain upon us. No, this is not the rain. This is something else going to come. And it continued for the whole week. And then after that, فَلَأَلْقُمَ فِيهَا سَرْعًا. So you see the people were falling on the ground. كَأَنَّهُمْ أَعْجَازُ نَخْلٍ خَاوِيَةٍ وَهَلْ تَرَى لَهُم مِّن بَاقِيَةٍ. And the archaeologists who discovered, they say, of course, they discovered, they did not know that what happened. Qur'an tells us what happened. So what they say? They say, look like there was an earthquake. Look what, like some kind of a volcano that exploded and destroyed them. I mean, they could see something in the stones, discovering it, but they don't know what exactly Quran tells us, because this something happened 3,000 years, 5,000 years ago. فَقَدْ وَقَعَ عَلَيْكُمْ مِنْ رَبِّكُمْ رِجْسٌ وَغَضَبٌ. Are you أَتُجَادِلُونَنِي فِي أَسْمَاءٍ سَمَّيْتُمُوهَا أَنْتُمْ وَآبَاؤُكُمْ مَا نَزَّلَ اللَّهُ بِهَا مِنْ سُلْطَانٍ. You are arguing with me, that's what Hud alayhi salam said. He said, you are arguing with me about these gods and goddesses that you have. These gods and goddesses, you named them gods and goddesses. I mean, they are just you named them. You call them gods and goddesses. They are not gods and goddesses. You are giving them. If you call somebody God, that doesn't mean he becomes God. You call somebody a king, but he is not a king, he has not become king by you calling him. So you are the one who calling them gods. They are not gods. Sammaytumuha antum aba'ukum. You call them and your forefathers call them. And you are telling me that those who are the gods and this, they do this and they do this. All this story, all this mythology that you have, this has no basis. From where? What book? What message? Which prophet has told that this is what is there? So these are asma. Sammaytumuha antum aba'ukum. Ma nazzal Allah biha min sultan. It has no authority from Allah. It is not Allah who has given that. So, فَانْتَظِرُوا إِنِّي مَعَكُمْ مِنَ الْمُنْتَظِرِينَ. If you want to wait for the punishment, go ahead, wait. I'm also waiting along with you. That means I'll see what happens. And then what happened, that when the punishment came, that is, Hud alayhi salam and his followers were in a small area and they were not touched. And all the other people were destroyed completely. Just like Nuh alayhi salam in an ark, and the rest of the people were flooded, it happened the same thing. So the whole area of Ad was gone underneath. Jalna aliyah safila. In their high buildings, went down. They sank in the sand. And now after 5,000 years, they discovered some of that. Some pillars, some signs, some fortresses, something like that. فَانْتَظِرُوا إِنِّي مَعَكُمْ مِنَ الْمُنْتَظِرِينَ. If you want to wait for that, this is a terrible wait. Waiting for the punishment of Allah. فَانْتَظِرُوا إِنِّي مَعَكُمْ مِنَ الْمُنْتَظِرِينَ. Then the result is فَأَنْجَيْنَاهُ وَالَّذِينَ مَعَهُ بِرَحْمَةٍ مِنَّا وَقَطَعْنَا دَابِرَ الَّذِينَ كَذَّبُوا بِآيَاتِنَا وَمَا كَانُوا مُؤْمِنِينَ. So we saved him and those who were with him through a mercy from us. And we cut off the roots of those who denied our sign. And they were not believers. So that's what happened. Allah saved him, Hud alayhi salam, and those who were with him. That means those who believed in him. And there was a small group of people. And we saved them by our mercy. Birahmatin minna, Allah's mercy. So they were the one who were the remnant who were saved. And then Allah said, وَقَطَعْنَا دَابِرَ الَّذِينَ كَذَّبُوا بِآيَاتِنَا. And we cut off the roots, uprooted them, of those who denied our signs, and because they were not believers. وَمَا كَانُوا مُؤْمِنِينَ. They did not believe in Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. They did not believe in the prophets of Allah. They did not believe in the message of Allah. So this is a reminder about an ancient people, about what happened. And the Qur'an uses this kind of examples, sometime in detail, sometime briefly. So the story of Hud alayhi salam is in that way here mentioned. And these are all coming, stories are coming one after another in this part of the Surah Al-A'raf. First Nuh alayhi salam, then come Ad, Hud alayhi salam, and then we'll have Salih alayhi salam, the people of Samud, the prophet among the people of Samud. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala guide us and keep us on the right path. So if there are any questions about that.
So what do we know about how the message was conveyed to Prophet Nuh and Prophet Hud? There's no like any written like the books of Musa and of course the Qur'an. How do we know how the message was conveyed from Allah to those
to the people or to the prophet?
Prophets,
to the prophet by wahi, of course. Prophets have access to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala send them wahi. Tell them what happened in the past. The prophets are told about the stories of previous prophets. And then also, they are told about future as well. What is going to happen. So for Prophet, there is no problem receiving the message because they have access to Wahi, revelation from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. But as for the people, yes, in the old days, the traditions used to travel with the people. And people were traveling from tribe to tribe, from place to place. They used to carry the stories of. So Nuh alayhi salam's story traveled all over.
So after Prophet Noah, there was only a few, like we mentioned, only a few people left that were all believing in Allah only.
No, but then
After that, it started spreading.
there are hundreds of years. It's not like Hud alayhi salam came just immediately after Nuh alayhi salam.
1,000 years.
Thousands of years. Adam alayhi salam, they say about 10 generations after that passed, then Nuh alayhi salam came. And about Nuh alayhi salam, then how many generations passed after Nuh alayhi salam? Many generations after that. Right. Good. Any other?
How much was the time between Noah and Hud?
Nuh alayhi salam, we do not,
Generations?
he was very early, but we don't know exactly his time. But he was long before Hud alayhi salam. Long before Hud alayhi salam. So he was after Adam. Some people say there was Idris, and some people say no, after Adam is Nuh alayhi salam. And Nuh alayhi salam lived for almost 1,000 years. So he presented his message. And after that, generation after generation, then came the Hud alayhi salam. So between Nuh and Hud alayhi salam, probably several thousand years. Yeah. Anyone else?
Do they have any tourism for people to see the site for that area?
Oman is the name of the country.
Yes.
Yeah. And then in Oman you have Muscat, which is now the capital, and there are many other cities. It's a big country. But it's a very beautiful country. So this area that is Oman, that is now as one country, and then you have here Yemen. Yemen is also, and then part of it also is Saudi Arabia, and they're fighting, unfortunately.
Do they have any site to see that area for the art? The art with the archaeologists, they found the place. Do they making a new site for sightseeing?
Yeah, the people go there. They have sign there. So people go and travel and to look for that place. Yeah. Make another trip. Inshallah. Go there. It's good reminder. And Oman is a beautiful country. Yes, it's very developed. They are rich with oil.
Petra, city of Petra, is the same thing?
No, Petra is up there here.
Oh.
Yeah, and then we will talk about Samud. Samud were in this area. So Aad are here and Samud on this side.
It was much later, much later. Petra, that was
Yes,
like
Petra.
maybe
Before that.
500 years before.
Yeah, Salih alayhi salam came after that. Yeah. So these prophets are basically in this area. Why Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala mentioned these? Because of when they are human beings were living in other places. Because these places were known to Arabs. So you have to take lessons from things that you know. If Allah will tell them about China, we haven't seen China. We haven't seen India. But the prophet, generally Allah mentioned that to every people prophets came.
Dr. Siddiqi, do you believe in genealogy?
Genealogy.
Yeah, they take it. And I got it. My son did it for me. And it showed that your forefathers came from Africa.
I mean, if
So
you,
maybe they crossed this.
yeah. If it is just speculation, speculation. But people sometimes keep their family tree and keep that generation after generation. They say that We know 10 generation, we know 15 generation. So you can go all the way. If somebody is from Sayyid family, they will take it just back to Prophet ﷺ, and then take from the Prophet ﷺ to Adam alayhi salam. Some of it is authentic, some of it is. So yes, many people have kept their family tree from the Prophet ﷺ, or from some other great people, and they have that. So that's the real genealogy. The other genealogy is just speculative.
They even
I mean,
give
they are
you
the,
the name of the
if you go
people
to
who
Salt Lake,
people-
if you go to Salt Lake City, Mormons have made a big library of genealogy, and they collected a lot of. I mean, a lot of it is very of the research that they have done, and they have collected that. And this information, people use it. Intelligence companies use it. From this, they can find out people of the background of the
But
people.
it does not help.
Huh?
It does not help us to know our forefathers. How does it help? We are better if they were bad.
Yeah,
What we should do? We should
good.
learn to be better.
Good. I mean, you don't need to, but some people like to know their pedigree.
Oh, okay.
But if it is, if you are not following that, that's why Rasulullah ﷺ said, "Man abta bihi amaluh lam yusra bihi nasabuh." Beautiful point. If your amal make you slow, your lineage is not going to make you fast. Beautiful point. Yeah? If you yourself are not fast, what it makes that your father was so and so? Pidaram Sultan Bud. As they say, my father was a sultan. Okay, your father was sultan. What are you? What are you? वो तो आबाद है तुम्हारे मगर तुम क्या हो? That's what Iqbal said. वो तो आबाद है तुम्हारे मगर तुम क्या हो? हाथ पर हाथ धरे मुंतज़िर पर्दा हो. वो तो those were your forefathers. But how? What are you? You are putting your hand on hand and waiting for tomorrow. Tomorrow will be good, inshallah. I mean, without doing anything. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala keep us on the right path. ربنا آتنا في الدنيا حسنة وفي الآخرة حسنة وقنا عذاب النار. صلى الله تعالى على خير خلقه محمد وآله وصحبه.